Corey Mashburn, Director of the Office of Prevention in the city's Health and Human Services Department. Thank you for coming on, Corey.
Thank you for having me, Nancy.
We are going to be talking about National Night Out this year. And somehow we've arrived at the 13th annual National Night Out. I mean, it's kind of interesting when you and I had chatted to realize how long this event has been going on and how much the community really appreciates the continuity of it. So this year it is Tuesday, August 2nd from 5 to 8 p.m. at Foss Park.
Yes.
Great location, easily accessible public transportation, walking. There's parking available in the area. It's really a great spot. So can you tell me a little bit about the background of the event?
So the background, 13th year, and it's really grown over the years for the community. When I first started working in Somerville in 2008, I think we were averaging between 250 and 400 people, and it's really grown. In the past couple of years, we've ranged in between 1,000 and 2,000 people. So more people are coming to the event, and that's the focus of it. The focus of the event is to bring community members and police together, and to really show that both sides are working together, not fighting against each other, not going against each other, but we really are working together to make the community safer. The event is to violence prevention, drug prevention, and like I said, it's really bringing what Chief Fallon really has brought to the community, and that is a lot of community policing. Having the police in the communities, in the neighborhoods, is one of the best things around in Somerville for me. And this event is just celebrating that and celebrating the partnership between the community and the police.
Excellent. So for community members who are coming out, what can they expect? What is this event all about? So you said it's a partnership with the police and the city and the ability to use open space for a really great purpose. We know it's a national event. It happens across the country. So tell us a little bit about the expectations of the community. So I'm walking into this for the very first time.
So you walk into this, a little bit of background of that, like you said, people are doing this across the nation. So on this night, over 25,000 communities in the nation are doing this at the same time. So again, connected partnerships. And when you come to the event, there will be about 30 to 35 organizations that will have tables. They'll have giveaways, brochures, and they range from youth organizations to solar companies, to city departments, to YMCA, Boys and Girls Club, the public library, and really that's grown too. So we've ranged in between 20 and 30. This year we have over 30, but it's really changed why people used to just pass out stuff. Now they bring activities so that the kids and that the parents can actually do stuff. It's more interactive. So there'll be tables. There'll also be youth performances.
We're going to get to that a little bit.
But there will be something for everybody. There'll be food vendors there, just like at the 4th of July festival, and just a big family festival that is mostly to celebrate the partnership between the community and police, but really to celebrate Foss Park as a park. It's a safe park, and that's something that we're trying to really bring to people's eyes.
Excellent. And I liked the emphasis on the police and community relationships. As we know, in light of what's going on in this country, we're really very fortunate to live in a community where the police are always engaged with community members. We have the STEPS program that is started under Chief Fallon's tutelage, student teachers engaging public safety, which have officers working directly with the 6th grade class and following those students all the way through completion of high school. I mean, that's such a great opportunity. You know, we have the walking dialogues that they do with teen empowerment out there again, working with young people, engaging with community members, and really being a presence in our community. And I think it's really important for people to understand the police are a resource in our community. It's really worth the time to develop the relationships with the police department and understand, in addition to the expected public safety they provide to us, the value they add as community members themselves. So this is a really great opportunity. You had mentioned there are a number of community partner tables, which again is really a great opportunity to gather resource information, and I appreciated the fact that you noted it really has changed from a more passive form of engagement to really, you know, you walk by and someone's getting their face painted or someone's blowing bubbles or they're playing some sort of, you know, guessing game. in order to get the little tchotchke prize at the table. So I think it really speaks volume for our community partners as well, the level of engagement they're willing to go to.
Our community partners, they want to come to the event. I get calls before I even send out emails to get partners.
Right.
And that's huge for me, and I think huge for the city, because people are waiting for the event. They already have it on their calendar, and that's a great thing. And with the community growing, or with the people that are coming to the event growing, it's really showing that the community really wants to know more about each other. And I think that's what this event does.
I think there also clearly is a value for the organizations that choose to participate, because again, the reality of it is they have to allocate staffing time and resources to this. The one thing, as you had noted with the calendar, is it's always the first Tuesday of August, so it's kind of easy to plan accordingly. But again, to realize it increases engagement opportunities for them, the ability to highlight any upcoming new programming, and I think a really important part is to capture feedback from community members about what they're looking for. You know, if you go around to the Cambridge Health Alliance table and you're learning about, you know, parent support programs and smoking cessation programs, which are amazing, but then you happen to be chatting and mention, you know, you're providing caregiving services for an aging parent, and then you find out, look, here's a support program for that as well. So I think that you have the opportunity to learn a ton of information while really having fun in a very, you know, dynamic atmosphere.
And like I said earlier, it's changed, and it's because of the partners. We organize it, we facilitate it, but the partners really want to show off their programs. And a lot of the programs people don't know most about, or a lot about. And like we discussed earlier, they do more interactive games at their tables. And I think that's important too, because if I pass by a table and just get a brochure, am I going to read that?
Right.
I don't know. But if I have to do something like a game about information in that brochure, then I'll learn more, and then that will probably make me want to read the brochure. So that's a huge asset to the community partners.
I think one thing that I wanted to mention too, so this is a free event, which is very important when people are looking for low or no cost activities to come to. It's family friendly, there are performances and information that appeal to all ages. And as we had talked about a little bit too, one of our strong partners is the library department, which, you know, working for the city, I feel that, you know, we tend to seek out information so that we're in a position to share it with constituents when needed. But I'm always amazed when I look on the library's website or pick up one of the flyers that they have, the sheer volume of programming. I mean, everything now, one thing that's been hugely popular is the adult coloring books. We know those have really kind of become an interesting phenomenon, and the library hosts nights doing that, but also, you know, information about stress relief. So it's kind of supporting in indirect and direct ways the needs of the community. And Ron Castile is always, you know, very engaged at the table, and you can tell someone who really enjoys what he does for work and really loves talking to the community. And realizing, you know, you have books on the table and that's great, but you need to be providing all of these other things. And the library, which I never pass up an opportunity to highlight, is really an amazing resource in the community. So, and we often look when we're throughout the event, you look and the library tends to have a lot of people of all ages at their table trying to find out more information. So it's really a valuable resource. I'm always so happy to be able to have you on to talk about it.
Thank you. I also think that having, what we've learned is if you go to people and tell them about your programs instead of having them come to you or social media or a website, people could get lost and they just pass by your information. But if you come to them and then you talk to them and you come to their neighborhoods or their area of the city, they're more likely to engage.
Right. One thing I do want to go back to, we had talked about this being a collaboration with the police department. So we know the police department is going to have a table at the event, which will be staffed by staff from the community office, the core office, community outreach and harm reduction. And also going to have, what I think is really important to talk about, is a drug disposal opportunity there. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. there's 2 days out of the year that is prescription drug take-back day, and our police department has a drug kiosk. It also has a sharp kiosk, and it's open 24/7, and people can bring their pills, drugs, and Ziploc baggies and put them in there anytime they want. It's anonymous. They don't question anything, and there will be a drop box at the event at the police table. That means you can bring your medications, unused medications, bring it, drop it, and then the police will take it, and then they will dispose of it. Usually drug take-back days, we weigh the amount of medicine or prescriptions that we get a large amount. And we like doing this because we're coming to the neighborhood. We're coming to the event. So hopefully we could do this at more events, just because it gives people more opportunity to dispose of meds that they don't use.
I think that's important to note, as you had said. The kiosk that lives in the lobby of the police department is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, since the police department is never closed. And then, as you said, during prescription take-back days, it's also highlighted. I know that becomes more an event. There's other engagement activities that happen with that. But again, all of those require people going to municipal sites to do that. So I think it's really important. This is the first time that this will be happening, hosting it at National Night Out. And again, giving people the opportunity to talk and engage with the police about this, but also really gathering information about how important it is to not leave unused prescription drugs in your home. As we know, Somerville is not unique to any other city in the state, in the country, in the nation that is suffering from an opioid crisis. I believe Mayor Curtatone and Chief Fallon have been very open about that and the need for us to use resources and really address this issue. However, anytime you can provide an opportunity for someone, you know, we've all had it happen. You have dental surgery, you get a large prescription, you don't take them all because you feel better, and you know, you don't want to leave them just sitting around, and you don't want to just throw them in the trash, and you know, it really provides a great opportunity for that, again, while being able to get some more information and education about the topic.
And besides that, we'll also have local organizations, grassroots organizations also at the event that work on treatment, recovery, and prevention. So it'll be all facets of the opioid crisis.
Excellent. So in addition to resource tables, you had mentioned there are performance components.
There are.
Let's talk about that.
We have a brand new performance actually this year. It's called, it's the Mission Church of Christ. It's on Highland Ave. And they're actually going to be singing, their choir is going to be singing, which I thought was a great addition, just because we did talk to some community members, and they say when people sing or choirs sing, it brings them up.
It's very uplifting.
Oh yeah, it's very uplifting, and why not add them? And the faith-based community is a huge part of the community in Somerville and every city, so it was a great addition to the event.
And I think, again, too, when we talk about the performance, I know we're going to mention the other ones, it's really important to realize the ripple effect of sharing this information as well. So when someone is performing at this event, they're going to tell everybody they know, basically, right? That's the hope, is that come out and see us. So you're exposing people who may not have had the engagement opportunity to all of this great resource information.
Yep. And, you know, I think that's what we talked about earlier about partners and about engaging more people. That's it. When they can bring their own families or friends that aren't even, maybe not even, they don't live near Foss Park. They may live in other cities. That's fine. The more the merrier, and the more information that can be given to people, the better the community can be.
And I think it's always important to note, too, when people are packing up their tables at the end of the events, they don't often have a lot of materials that they're taking back with them, because I do think as the numbers increase, you know, more and more people are seeking information. So I think it's really a sign of success to our partners when, you know, you came with 3 boxes and you're leaving with a half of one. So I think that's really great. Also scheduled to perform is the State Canine Unit.
That's your favorite.
It definitely is my favorite.
And that's always a draw for kids. It's not just dogs. Again, it's police showing the community how their canine units work. And why it's important to have the canine units within the police department. They're always very, very safe. They always make sure that people are in safe distance from the dogs, and they're people they know how to talk to people, and it's something to just, okay, this is what we do, but they actually say, they discuss it. This is on everybody's level. It's not just a police level; it's a community level.
Right.
And,
The handlers are very good at working with crowds. They really do have quick and easy engagement tactics with the people, and like you said, it draws such a huge crowd. As we had mentioned earlier regarding the walking dialogues the police are doing with teen empowerment, I know we have teen empowerment on the schedule as well.
Teen empowerment will be doing youth poems, youth speeches around different subjects that are affecting the youth of the city. Always a big draw and always very important.
Excellent. Red Tiger?
The Red Tiger Academy, we added, I think 3-4 years ago. They're right across the street. And again, it's a different thing for youth to do in the city. And after the first time Red Tiger was national night, they said they got some new members that had never heard of Red Tiger before, or didn't know it was an option for kids or adults even. So they got new members, which is, again, engagement and really showing what your organization does.
Excellent. And then the Sunsetters to end the show, which are always a huge community favorite under the direction of Jimmy Del Ponte. The Sunsetters was a program that Mayor Curtatone brought back early in his administration. It had been happening, I believe, since the 70s here in Somerville, and had gone away for a little bit, and now comes back and has a very robust group of 12 young people who are performing. I had the opportunity to see them at the fireworks, and really the energy and excitement they bring. And again, the crowds that come to see them perform also have the opportunity to learn so much more information and to, catch some of the other acts.
I love the Sunsetters. I like that they go around the city. I think that's a great way of, again, like I said earlier, going to people's communities. Not just, okay, let's have a concert at the high school.
Right.
Or a concert at National Night Out. They go to people's streets. I mean, people have to ask for them, but I think it's a great thing to have a block party and just to have singers and youth. And Jimmy does a great job on bringing old and new music together. And I think that's what attracts everybody to the Sunsetters. If he only did old music, it may just attract one set, but because he does both, it brings together everybody.
Yeah, it's always a fun time. In just a moment, we're going to see a clip from the 2014 National Night Out. And I know once we see that, we're going to talk a little bit about how people can get more information. But the reason we're not seeing a clip from 2015 is last year the weather did not cooperate at all, and it actually hailed.
Yes.
Since it is a beautiful outdoor event, as we had said, hosted at Foss Park, hail is kind of an impediment to hosting an outdoor event. So we're going to take a peek at the clip from 2014, and then we're going to come back and talk about how we're never going to have bad weather again.
All right, can't wait.
Let's take a look.
This is Draco. He's 4 years old. He's also from the Czech Republic. Okay, he's been working, he's a narcotics certified canine. This is my second partner. My first one was with me for about 7 years or so. He's been with me for the last 3, going on 4. We'll show you just a little bit of what we do as far as obedience goes. We'll talk a little bit more, show you a couple other things that the other dogs are going to do. Sit down. No, hey. 9. He'll sit when I stop. That's all they want to do. That's all they want to do is get their toy and play with it at the end. It's the same thing whether they find an article for us, whether they're working in a building looking for somebody for us, whether they're out on a track looking for a missing person or a bad guy. All they're looking for is to get their toy at the end. 2, 1, let's go.
We're going to shut it down.
But it is about the community coming together, expressing our unity, just as we have for many years. I see a lot of our youth leaders who've come out over the last several years working with groups like Teen Empowerment to institute social and behavioral change in our neighborhoods and in our schools. And it's about all of us continuing to rally around each other, protecting each other, helping each other, guiding each other, standing up for one another.
Yeah, I have a dream. Yeah. I have a dream that one day we'll all be equal. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day we'll all be equal. I have a dream. Who am I to dream?
What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, you know I got it. All I'm asking is for a little respect, just a little bit, hey, baby, just a little bit, hello, just a little bit, mister, just a little bit. I ain't gonna do you wrong, why you gone? Ain't gonna do you wrong, 'cause I don't wanna. All I'm asking is for a little respect, just a little bit, baby, just a little bit, hello, just a little bit, just a little bit. I'm about to give you all my money. All I'm asking in return, honey, is to give me my breakfast when you get home. Just a little bit, hello, just a little bit, just a little bit. Ooh, your kisses, sweeter than honey. And guess what? So is my money. All I want you to do for me is give it to me when you get home. Yeah, baby, give it to me. Just get home now, just a little bit. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, take out T-C-T. Suck it to me, suck it to me, suck it to me, let her say. Suck it to me, suck it to me, suck it to me. Yeah, little bit, let her say. Just a little bit. I get tired, little bit, keep on trying. Just a little bit. Now run it out, fool. Little bit, I ain't lying. Just a little bit. Please, we are
That was quite a bit of fun to watch, huh? Between the music and the excitement, and I think everything that we had really mentioned. The engagement with the crowd, with the K-9 unit, the performances. We saw a teen empowerment staff person who was singing, Josh Ojo. The amazing demonstration by Red Tiger, which again, you kind of see in the background, the crowd clapping along and really enjoying that part. We were able to hear from Mayor Curtatone. We'd seen Chief Fallon was there as well. So it is typically very well attended by our local officials, with the understanding that there are so many pressing commitments and so many events. But we always seem to have a good number of people who serve in elected capacity turn out at this event, because again, they realize it's a great opportunity for community engagement and to really show this is an important thing to address this partnership.
Yeah, I think with the board and then Mayor Curtatone, they can't be everywhere, but they can get to events. They may not stay the whole time, but being an elected official, they have
pulled in a lot of
Oh yeah,
directions.
they have to deal with a lot of problems, not just one, but it's the whole city.
So as we had mentioned, the clip was from 2014 due to inclement weather last year.
Yes.
So let's knock on something wooden.
Ugh.
But on the off chance that people are looking for information on the day of, let us know how that is decided.
There'll be a couple. We will be making. I'll be working with the mayor's office and just seeing what the weather's like, and then we'll be making a call at 1 p.m. On the day of. So we will be. So people can call 311 because they'll be notified, or they'll be on Somerville News, Somerville Journal, social media, and then our city's website. We'll have it. But
Right.
multiple avenues. Like I said before, it needs to be multiple avenues because some people are not going to go to the internet,
Right.
but some people may call 311 and the 311 will know.
I think it's important too, because as I said, you know, the ability to notify the community partners who can let their potential attendees know as well. However, we did have the rain last year, so we'll be completely on board for this year.
We're good for another 10 years.
As we're starting to come to a close, I did just want to ask you, as you had mentioned, you had come on board in 2008 and have seen the evolution of the event, and now we're at the 13th annual in 2016. Tell me what you see as the biggest change in addition to the attendance, because we know that's really grown for a number of reasons, not the least of which I think is the increase in social media in terms of being able to do cross-promotion.
I think the biggest change is the amount of community organizations that we have. And they may not know about it, like this year. They may not know about it this year, but we've got community organizations that have just come to the event one year, and then they've come to one of us and said, can we be a part of this? So they want to be a part of it, and I think that is huge. That will add to the engagement piece, and then they want to bring their programs to the city. So, and it's always a good feeling when you have more community partners within any event.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you for coming on to share all of this wonderful information. If people are looking for information about this, they can check the city's website. They can contact you directly, 617-625-6600, extension 2570. As I said, the website will have the most up-to-date information. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing this information with the community.
Thank you for having me.
Always. I'd like to thank the production crew, Joe Constantine and Steve DiCarlo. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next month. Goodbye, really fast.